I'm Stephen Dowling.
I'm Eric Stebbins, and we're doing our project on immunotherapy.
So what is immunotherapy? Immunotherapy is a type of cancer treatment that activates or suppresses the immune system. In the process of immunotherapy, once you become infected with cancer, your immune system will just begin to shut down. So in immunotherapy, the goal of immunotherapy is to simulate your immune system so it can fight off cancer cells. Once your cells become simulated, your cells can go stronger or they can work harder against cancer cells, or even both. You can now also block off tumor cells, cancer cells. There are many types of immunotherapy, such as CRT cell, TCR, TIL, and many more. So now, what is cancer? So most of you guys probably know cancer is a deadly type of disease, but during the phase of cancer can cause uncontrollable growth of cell division. And during the growth of cell division, this can eventually cause destruction of body tissue. Cancer is also a genetic disease that can happen when a change to someone's genetics is made. You can also get cancer from genes. So like if your grandfather has it, it could eventually be spread down to your siblings and so on. And cancer can form from dead or dying cells in the body. And this disease can develop pretty much anywhere in the body. So in this picture we found from Columbia University Medical Center, it's how immunotherapy works. So on the left, we're in the T cell and tumor picture where it says off. That's just before it has immunotherapy. So the tumor is attacking the T cell, and it's just pretty much how cancer happens. But now on the right here, you can see that in immunotherapy, once the drug's been infected, the T cell is now blocking the tumor, which is preventing the tumor from getting in and causing cancer, or cancer from advancing. So in these next three slides, we're going to mention 3 different treatments of immunotherapy and the difference between them and definitions. So CAR T cell therapy. That's when a patient's T cells are changed so that they can attack the cancer cells. So the T cells are taken from the patient's blood. Then the gene binds to a protein. After taking out the T cell, they grow a large amount of symmetric antigen receptor, or short words, CAR. CAR, or CAR, is given to the patients by infusion. CAR then binds to the cancer cells and cures them. On the picture on the right is the process of CAR T cell therapy. So right here on the left, you can see that the patient is getting blood drawn, which is removing the T cell. And then he inserts a gene, then a protein, and the gene and the protein make the T cell a CAR T cell. And they grow millions of these. And then once they grow millions of these, they infuse it back into the patient. So once injected back in, they attack the cancer cells and pretty much just kill them. So this second type of therapy is TCR therapy. So the difference between TCR and CRT is TCR can recognize a tumor on the inside, unlike CART, you have to take the blood out, and yet they recognize it on the outside. So they do this by breaking down the proteins inside your body into fragments. So like the proteins infected with cancer. Then it shows up on the cell's surface with another protein. And since these proteins bind together, this causes the proteins to recognize a tumor protein, so just like the cancer tumor, and it prevents the tumor from entering the other proteins, and it eliminates it. The third and final treatment, TIL therapy. So when white blood cells leave the bloodstream and migrate towards the tumor, TIL is put into the patient to help fight off and even reduce the cancer tumors and cancer cells. TIL starts from stands for tumor infiltrating lymphocytes. TIL cells are being extracted from the patient's tumor. In the laboratory, it's amplified the tumor so it can decrease the number of cancer cells. And then after that, it's infused back into the patient, as shown in the picture in the background.
You can see in the picture that the patient has a tumor, so they remove the tumor and extract the T cells. From there, they take the T cells and multiply them into millions of different cells. From there, they're put back into the patient to try to fight off that cancer.
So in this recent study, scientists have ran tests and found a new way to eliminate cancer from the body by creating this vaccine. However, the downside of this cure is only for mice. Well, vaccine is only for mice. While running these tests, scientists have cured 97% of the cancer found in these mice. Most of these mice has various different types of cancer, most of breast and colon, so mostly breast and colon cancer. Unlike CART, doctors don't have to take out and remove and customize the patient's immune system. So they just get injected by a shot, and they don't have to take out any of the immune system. Scientists call this vaccine a new form of immunotherapy. So this is the treatment the scientists use on the mice. So the treatment is like an injection. You're injecting a combination of two agents, so two chemicals pretty much, that simulate the T cells. In most immune therapy treatments, it attacks a cancer cell. However, in this one, it suppresses the cancer cell, and it just prevents it from growing in the first place. So it just holds it in place, prevents it from getting bigger. They do so by reactivating the T cell by injecting where the tumor is. So if you have cancer in your arm, you get injected in the arm. Or in the leg, same thing. The two agents synergistically worked in reactivating the T cells. In simple terms, it's pretty much just getting injected with a shot where your tumor is, and when injected, these two agents combinations fight off the cancer cells.
Vaccine chemical makeup. The treatment they used was a type of shot which combines two chemical components. They injected the mice with OX40. OX40 is a cell surface glycoprotein. It's expressed with T lymphocytes. It provides a co-stimulatory signal for the proliferation and survival of activated T cells. The new vaccine currently does not have a name as of yet.
So the results of the test that the scientists ran with the mice. So when the scientists were testing, they ran it with 90 mice. And they injected each mice out of the 90, each one of the mice, with the injection. And the injection is supposed to remove tumors of where they are supposed to have cancer tumors. Majority of it was breast and colon, but what they didn't know at that time was get back to that. Overall, the injection has removed tumors from 87 to 90 of the mice. Overall, that's 90% of the mice. So what they didn't know, though, which was very interesting, was while doing this, the injection also spread and helped get rid of other tumors. So although this cure works for mice and is extremely effective on mice, it's not a 100% cure for humans, and certain vaccines are becoming created and available for humans. This is because mice and humans are different species, which means they can have different reactions to different chemicals and plus different body parts too at the same time than each other once injected. Although the cure is just for mice currently, it is a very promising first few steps towards beating certain kinds of cancer and cancer as a whole. Scientists will begin very soon on testing this on humans, but there's also no approximate time for this cure to be available.
These are some of the works cited articles and websites that we use to complete our project.